Hello, I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Javier. Um, so I decided to do a YouTube channel in regards to anxiety, panic, depression, whatnot. Um, I've been dealing with it for about 9 months now. It was pretty bad at first. Came on really strong, and it's a scary thing. Um, I've gotten much better with it, and looking back, I just one of the main things for me in going through it was um, finding someone who I could relate with. That was the hardest thing. Everyone gives you advice, oh, just stay active, do this, do that. But the thing that really connected with me was hearing someone else explain it and go through it. So I figured, why not give my testimony, my experiences, and hopefully be that person that someone can relate with. Um, because that's what really helped me get over a lot of stuff, was hearing someone that's gone through it, experienced the same symptoms, and said, hey, you know it can be dealt with. So uh, so I hope to be that person that someone could relate with in their time of need. Um, when my anxiety and panic attacks first hit, it was pretty severe. I had just transferred to a new job, um, about 2 hours away from where I currently live, and of course that meant having to leave my family behind for a bit. So um, it really struck hard. Um, I would break down to the point where I lost all 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 connection with reality. I don't know whether I was coming or going. I didn't, I don't know if I was sad, happy. I was always felt nervous. Just it was just bad. I lost 10 pounds in the span of 5 days, which was my first week up at my new job. Um, I maybe ate twice that week. Um, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Um, I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. Um, I'd come home and I was with my family. I was in my safe zone, and I was still freaking out. And when I say freaking out, I mean to the point where I had to get out of my house. I had to get away. I'd break down crying. I don't know what was going on. It was it was the worst thing ever. Um, so uh, so I know a lot about what you may be going through with anxiety, panic attacks, depression. I didn't know if I was depressed. I didn't know if I was stressed. I didn't feel stressed. I have a pretty good life. I didn't know if I was, uh, having a panic attack, having a stroke. I had no idea. I had no idea. All I know is I had this overwhelming feeling that made me want to run away. And of course, I'm average working American that has to provide for a family, so I couldn't just run away. I couldn't, and I had to face it. And it was terrible. It was terrible. Every day going to work, having to try to hide what you're feeling, having to try to hide what you're going through, um, try to put on that straight face while, at work, trying to function. It was terrible. All the while, you feel trapped in your body. You feel claustrophobic. Uh, I mean, I, it was terrible. It's terrible trying to hide it. It's terrible, you know, you don't want to talk about it because you feel as if everyone's gonna judge you. Like it's just gonna be this, you know, well, this dude just wants an easy way out and blah blah blah. At least that's what I felt. You know, I didn't want to say anything because uh, it felt like I should be tougher than this. I should be stronger than this, and I should be able to get through it. And the more I thought that, the more it was breaking me down. You know, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And the more it was breaking me down. So I finally went to a doctor, which really didn't make things any better, because I think the only thing I was given was the depression test, where they give you the paper, ask you if you feel sad, you feel tired, blah blah blah, and that's about it. And they said, here, take this prescription, be on your way, come see me in 6 weeks. Well, I'm trying to commute to and from work 2 hours, and then I get prescribed this antidepressant medication. And I was like, you know, I started freaking out because wasn't sure if I was depressed. I don't think I was depressed. I still enjoyed things. I still enjoyed my family. I still enjoyed my kids. I still enjoyed, you know, watching football. I gotta move. These flies are killing me. Still enjoyed watching football. Still enjoyed things. So they prescribed me this antidepressant medication. It freaked me out even more. Of course, in your state of anxiety and panic attacks, you think the worst. Oh, what if me having to drive 2 hours, what if I'm on the road and I get tired and I fall asleep behind the wheel? Or what if this gives me suicidal thoughts? What if this, what if that, what if that? So seeing a doctor didn't really help anything. You know, it was just more the here you go, here's a prescription, see me in 6 weeks. Which terrified me. I'm like, well, you know, what the heck? You know, shouldn't there be more of a test? Like, isn't there some trick questions that you should ask me that is gonna help me get to the bottom of this? And it wasn't, you know. I kind of went there, tried to use the doctor as a scapegoat. It didn't work, and in return, it just pretty much freaked me out even more. So I tried the mental health route, psychiatrist, therapy, all that good stuff. The problem with that is it was so hard to get into. For me, it probably took me a good 2 months to find a therapist. I think I've seen a psychiatrist once. They are very few and far in between. I was so desperate for answers that for help, someone explained to me what's going on, that I called the crisis hotline, which I wasn't suicidal or anything like that. I just needed some sort of help, some sort of answers. There was nothing there for me. The doctor didn't say, hey, you know what, this is anxiety, this is panic attacks, this is a natural response to stress. He didn't say anything like that. And it took a long time, probably about a month ago.